Alright, hello there everybody. Sorry for being a bit late, but we had some technical difficulties. The whole streaming setup I'm running right now is pretty janky, I have to admit. So again, if you have been here yesterday, just help me out a little bit with everything when it comes to sound, with game sound, with my voice and everything. While we work to get these streams on the road, I kind of need your help. So, yeah. Hi Joseph. Hi everybody. Hi Davina. Glad you all could make it. Let me just figure out a couple of things and then we can jump straight into the game. Especially I have to set up frame rate and temperature so you guys can see what's happening. So, Joseph, you've been here yesterday, so you can tell me if it was alright with what I've shown on screen when it comes to CPU usage, I think, package temperature. Right. You're hoping the temp is low on the Legion profile. Well, we'll see. Actually, it's the first time for me playing the game on the Legion Pro. I was benchmarking it for the majority of the day. And then I should have started setting it up earlier. Sorry about that, but I was finishing up some benchmarks. So you guys are live here with me while I set everything up. Sorry about that. This process will be much more streamlined in the future, I promise. So what else is interesting? CPU wattage might be interesting. There we go. So yeah, so we're having CPU temperature, wattage, usage, GPU temperature, clock speeds, usage, and power. That should be it. Just has to show me everything. Ah, damn it. So how is everybody doing? Sorry, we have to do a little bit of small talk while I set everything up. Streaming is very stressful if you're setting up stuff while people are watching. Joseph, I've been thinking about it and we've discussed it in the team, like a special Discord server. And I would love to do it. It's like some kind of community space for you guys to hang out with us or ask questions. But then again, we need people to manage it. And that is the major problem with something like this. But I think if the channel grows further, we can set aside a few moderators to help out with that. So it's definitely something I would like to do. So I'm using CapFrame X to show you guys the overlay, and it's terribly confusing. I'm always scrolling past the stuff I'm looking for. There we go. That's it. All right. Let me just grab my gamepad, because just give me 2 minutes. All right. There we go. Somebody asked if I can move this down here so you can see more of the game. I was asking my friends for some feedback about yesterday's stream. So here we go. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. I really appreciate it. It's learning by doing what I'm doing here. Oh guys, that's so nice of you. I would definitely keep it in mind. If you as like regular channel supporters, that would be awesome. Like, I really want to have this community space of sorts, and then especially if we're getting more and more into streaming, that would be amazing. Alright. I'm ready. How's everybody doing? Oh yes, game settings. Alright, so a proper welcome once again. We are streaming Diablo 4 on the Lenovo Legion Pro 5 Pro. It's so confusing what they did with their naming this year. And it's running the AMD Zen4 7745HX, which is an 8-core CPU based on the Zen 4 architecture, so new this year. And it's an RTX 4070 running at 140 watts, but I've never seen it hit anything more than 120 during the benchmarks. So yeah, you can just take that as is. Settings, we are running at QHD. HDR, of course not. DLSS is off, as is frame generation at the moment. I will unlock the frames. There we go. And we are running on high right now, which I guess yeah, whatever. Let's go to ultra. Divina, that's amazing to hear. Thank you so much for your subscription. Yeah, somebody told me about this as well. Unfortunately, I can't read your name because it's not a language I'm familiar with. I think even someone from the team said that it's stuttering a lot, which is not something I have yet encountered. I mean, in the main area, which we are right now, there are some stutters here and there, but that's also like the multiplayer hub, so to say. So I guess that's kind of natural, but it never bothered me. But in the open world or when doing dungeons or whatever, I've not come across any sort of like major stutters, something that would like completely throw you out of the game. Maybe a couple of seconds, like here and there, like every, I don't know, maybe once or twice per hour or something. But then again, I've only played 4 hours, I think, so yeah. The overlay, okay. Now you're asking for specifics. Okay, I'm trying to deliver here. Is this changing anything? Not really. Okay, now. Damn it. Hold on. It's just pure chaos, this stream. But yeah. Let me see if I can just like make the major things a little bit bigger. GPU wattage. Let's make that 140%. It's not doing much. Okay, it's just doing it for one thing at the time, which is pretty annoying. Okay, that works. Let's get frame rate as well. be GPU temperature. Okay. And GPU power. Sorry for rambling. Okay, it's not gonna look nice. Okay, right. So now it's not changing my scenes. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Right. So it's a little bit bigger. Everything else we have to figure out for the next stream. As again, it's learning by doing. So the stream setup, Joseph, is we are using a Camlink 4K for the video game, for the game, like from the Legion, the video signal, which is a USB 4K capture card. And the camera is connected via USB, which you can do with the Sony's, basically just using it as a webcam. And sound is coming off from an Elgato Wave XLR with my shotgun mic, which we also use for our reviews. Alright, so we are currently sitting at... So this is the balanced mode for the Legion. GPU is running at 80 watts with 66 degrees, which I guess is fine. CPU is at roughly 50 watts, creeping towards 90 degrees. And we got 100-ish FPS. Alright, so video game time. So this is the first main quest which I've played in the beta already. So that's why I was just skipping it for my first few hours to see something fresh. But now we have to go to the first major dungeon, I guess. Because apparently the major villain, Lilith, was sighted there. So let's just make our way over there. I'm running Necromancer and I think I will go towards like a corpse explosion build because it's a lot of fun. It's the first time for me playing Necromancer. In the beta I tried Berserker and Druid. I don't think the overlay or the streaming costs performance because I'm not really streaming on the Legion. So I'm using the ROG G14 as the streaming PC laptop. Yes, it's a Necromancer with my fellow skeletons helping me out, so I don't have to do all the heavy lifting. And what you can do, as soon as you kill people, or I guess monsters, you can make their corpses explode, which is pretty fun.
I'm not ready yet.
And then from the corpses you can also get these undead.
I lack the required essence. I'm not ready yet. I'm low on essence.
Pretty good character for crowd control, but you have to be really careful not to get overwhelmed, because then you can die really quickly. Which we have almost seen right now. So yeah, playing on the gamepad, which I think is pretty chill. With Diablo. Actually, I think it's more fun because I don't know. Controls work a bit better for me. Yes, a Legion. That's actually pretty funny. Is the game really that loud? Sure, I can do that. Hold on. There you go, let me know if that's better. So I think I played the first beta with mouse and keyboard, but then having your all your stuff, all your attacks on the number keys and all of that didn't really click with me. And then I tried it on the ROG Ally because I just wanted to see how it works. And that was when I noticed that it's actually playing pretty well on controller. And since I have this baby, which is a Razer Wolverine Ultimate, which is like a totally overkill controller, it's ridiculously expensive, but it's got nice clicky buttons. I mean, listen to this. It's amazing. I love this thing. Yeah, I actually just want to get to the first quest area. So I'm trying not to get too distracted here. So I'm also ignoring this world event down there, which is going straight, or almost straight, where I want to go.
I need more time.
Ouch, that hurt. Yeah, I think Diablo is definitely the best long-term durability test for any mouse. So I also don't think like the Afterburner or like the River Statistics. So it's actually a plugin which is called, I think, River Statistics, and I'm using CapFrame to display it. So I'm not using Afterburner, but it's basically the same thing. I don't think it hampers performance too much. And I mean, even if just maybe 1 or 2 frames or something, I don't think it's much more than that. Fan noise is pretty okay, I would say. I mean, it's definitely audible, but nothing crazy. But I think the Legion Pro 5, earlier when I was benchmarking it for the final video review, I think on its highest performance profile it got quite a bit louder than the Legion Pro 7 did. But I can't remember if there's like there definitely will be a difference in the cooling solution. But I was actually pretty surprised on how much louder it was. Again, it's not unusable, but it's pretty substantial. But then the Legion Pro 7 might use liquid metal or something. I think, I'm not quite sure. There's so many laptops with so many different specs, it's hard to keep track of what's what. The SCUF controllers look pretty nice as well. Because as you can see, I like to have controllers in different colors and everything, so I can match them to the setups when we do thumbnails and everything. So I looked at the SCUFs as well, but they are also, I think they were even more expensive than the Razer I'm running. And that was also a substantial investment when it comes to controllers. Alright, it's ability time. So this is my main ability, to generate essence, which is a sort of mana for the Necromancer. I like this a lot. I think I might boost Corpse Explosion a little bit more. Yes. Let's do this for now. Guys, if you're watching this and you like what you're seeing so far, please also like the stream and maybe send it to your friends. We're really trying to build an audience with this, so I can do this more often.
I'm not ready yet.
And this is why Corpse Explosion is just amazing, because if you time it right, you can do it indefinitely. Love it. Oh, right, Joseph, yeah. I wasn't sure, but I think that's the way I remembered it. So it seems to be really doing something. But I guess they also did quite a bit of magic when it comes to like the internal cooling solution and everything. I'm pretty sure that that's also very different to what the Legion 5 Pro is running. Vasudev, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. That's exactly why I'm using cap frame as well. It just looks so much more easier on the eyes and so much easier to use because of that. So yeah, I'm a visual guy. So okay, we're running 110 FPS. If I switch it to performance mode, yeah, we're getting the full 100-ish watts for the GPU. And again, I've only seen it go to 120 watts in 4K, I think with Cyberpunk, but don't quote me on it. I have to look into it more closely. But yeah, that's the problem with the 4070. Doesn't really make sense. Well, it doesn't really run above 110, 120-ish watts in any machine I have seen yet. Okay, it's quest time. And it's also not doing much in terms of frame rates. So if it's okay for you guys, I would just put it down. Let's try silent. Okay, which limits the GPU to 50 watts. But still, getting 80 frames is still very playable. And temperatures are much more chilled. Well, the 4060, I mean, it is not as fast if it's the same wattage. Like if you have a 100 watts 4060 and a 100 watts 4070, I think it's like 15 to 20%. But I think the gap between the 4070 and the 4080 is, I think, roughly 40% more performance with the 4080, which is quite the gap. But yeah, I mean, there might be a 4070 Ti or something next year. So yeah, let's not get into that discussion.
Are you vegan? I was sent.
Hey! I know what I saw. She had horns like a beast, strode right past where you stand. To think my mother's trapped in there with her. You let my mother through, sir. Shouldn't you be responsible for her safety?
But we have soldiers stationed inside.
You should be worried about them too.
No, I've not seen anything about these 70, 80, 70,
Maybe you
7800M. I've had to. It's so hard to keep track with rumors and everything.
My mother and I studied the Horadrim. We were onto something big. But then she ran off. It's not like her to abandon the hunt.
Divina, you're absolutely right about that.
She did.
Which laptop was it? Oh yeah, the Corsair Voyager that I reviewed quite a while back. It had the 6800M, if I remember correctly. And it's been an amazing GPU when it comes to its pure gaming capabilities, but content creation with everything about video editing and everything. NVIDIA is just very far ahead when it comes to that stuff. And especially if you're like into CGI or anything, it's even crazier.
Let's get this over with.
Igor, I also like the looks of this game as well. And I mean, I've heard people complain about the shop, but I have not used it yet. And I'm usually not the guy who like spends real money on video games. And I also didn't feel like they limit loot you can find in the just in the open world or with everything. I mean, I'm not kitted yet, but I found a few rare items and everything, so progress still feels good.
That's my mother's charm on your wrist.
Yeah, about the quest, we were supposed to explore this mine to find the mother of, what's her name? Nurel. It's a pretty amazing quest. Like the story so far, what I've seen, and the voice acting and the cutscenes. I mean, even the opening cutscene is just, they did such a good job with it. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I played this quest quite a few times because it's the one main quest you can play You could play in the betas, but it's very good, so I'm fine with playing it again.
It's locked.
I've never come across a chest that needs a key. Okay, we have to find a key, guys. So if I miss it, you let me know. There's probably some good stuff in there. Yeah, I think this game runs on almost everything. As I said, I was running it on the ROG Ally, and I think even with that one, I can't remember the settings, but it might be something high. I think it was high. And I still got around 60 FPS on the ROG Ally. So, yeah. They've been pretty good. Which is quite refreshing. Seeing a major game launch without horrendous performance problems to begin with, because we have seen that way too much this year. Okay, I'm trying to not to get too distracted, but I will still look at stuff from time to time.
Keep close.
What's happening? Right. All right, it's mining time.
Maybe.
And leave my mother in Lilith's care for as long as that will take? No. I'm going on.
Alright. Let's check this out. And again, remember to like the stream, send it to your friends. We need all the help we can get. Oh, I got too much stuff. I should have sold this when I was back in town. How can you compare stuff? Does anybody knows? That's 118. Quite a bit better. Let's use this one for now. It's also better. Oh, did it boost my corpse explosion?
No lift. The jam must be deeper
Ooh,
down.
yes. 1 rank of corpse explosion. Should have used this earlier. Joseph, you will ask me this on every stream probably. I think I've spoken to a few of our guys, but as I told you already, changing our titles that we use for benchmarking is quite an act, because then we use, we lose being able to compare stuff on the database. And I think the database of NotebookCheck is what makes us very, very, very unique. So we are very careful about introducing those titles, or like new titles. I mean, of course, we will include major new releases, but I get the appeal, what you told me about the game you're talking about. But, yeah. And then again, we get a lot of requests for testing this and that, and then we have to find a middle ground that works for us and also, of course, for our editors, because it needs to be something that is easily accessible and that you can do over and over again to get reliable data and everything. So yeah. But I have not forgotten it. And you can always remember me on every stream. The Razer are nice. I have a special connection to Razer because the first laptop I bought for work was an insanely expensive Razer Blade Pro. Back then when they launched the 1080, when they put in 1080 in a laptop, which was pretty crazy at that time. But this one also had all sorts of problems. So the screen would dim because the GPU was drawing too much power. So I had to figure out how to do undervolting and everything. And I think it was my first Windows laptop experience. But it had this amazing 4K ISO touchscreen, 4K 100% Adobe RGB. And to this date, it's one of the best notebook screens I've ever used. Like, it's so much better in terms of contrast compared to like regular IPS panels. And it looked so good. It's still one of my favorite screens ever. Unfortunately, it's not used by anyone anymore. No, I think there's no friendly fire, otherwise I would be I would be destroying my skeletons all the time. So yeah. Okay, you guys just look at the numbers. I would just quickly send the link to the stream to the team and some other people. Just give me 1 second. I have to learn how to manage everything at the same time, like doing an Instagram post, posting it to Discord. There's so many different platforms. All right. So let's see how we get to where we have to go. Or maybe I should start by going in the right direction. But yeah, in silent mode. Yeah, all I can hear from the Legion is just a slight whisper. So there's really no need to have it run at full throttle. And we're getting 80 frames, and that's without DLSS and without frame generation and everything, so... yeah, you're gonna have a good time with Diablo, no matter what system you're running.
My bags are
That's
full.
what I dropped earlier. Divina, you're pretty right about that. There is no such thing as the perfect laptop because it will vary so much what you need for yourself and what types of games you're playing, what form factor you want, how much budget you have, how much you value screens and everything. It's just that, I mean, and that's also the beauty of it, having like that much choice actually to pick whatever works for your specific needs. So yeah. I've not noticed that Wasudev, but I think I've not been going that deep into it.
Over here.
The Legion is not on the cooling pad, it's just on the desk.
Wait, hold on. And there she goes. Enemies approaching. Nowhere to go. The fight's coming to us this time. My bags are full.
Damn, I have too much stuff. Let's lose this one, drop this one. Okay, if I'm dropping anything important, please don't be mad at me. Battery life, I will check immediately. Wait, let me just pull up our results. And I will tell you right away. So you're looking at 4 hours. Looking at 4 hours web surfing, and I think 6.5 hours for video playback. So not particularly amazing, but also not well. 4 hours is pretty short, I admit. But then again, I'm not using gaming laptops on battery that much. But if you value battery life, I guess the Legions are not, should not be your first choice. Even though I think it's still very usable. Yes, Joseph, we have. Idle average is about 16 watts. Yeah, some of these really big laptops actually had pretty good battery life this year. It's been pretty surprising.
Why would your mother?
Like the G16 had insane battery life.
She wouldn't. Or she shouldn't have.
Doesn't this game look amazing? Like the depth they've been able to make in these dungeons. Like if you look down there. Just love the art style of this game. It just looks so good. Come on, just run onto your corpses.
I need more essence.
Well, I must admit, when it comes to big laptops, I really like the Alienware M18. I think it's one of the best. I haven't used the Razer Plate 18 yet, so I guess that one will also be pretty good. But when it comes to chassis quality and like keyboard and build quality and everything, I really like the Alienware M18. It's a lot of fun. And it's got ports for days. It's just so well set up when it comes to its port situation. Oh. Oops. I heard somebody, so I'm not sure who am I quoting, but I read it today somewhere. And he said Diablo is sort of mindless fun. Which is actually pretty true, because you're just like running around and just slaying everything that comes into your... that you come across. And it's actually pretty true. You don't have to think that much. It's just a very casual game that's very entertaining. Which I like a lot. Even though it's distracting me a little bit from finishing Jedi Survivor, which I still have to do. Alright. I'd like to see some yellow. Is this one hand? Oh yes, it is. Let's go with that. Well, I think I don't like full HD anymore. Because Alan in the US, who's one of our reviewers, one of our senior reviewers, he tested the Alienware M18 with an 18-inch full HD screen, which I think would look a little bit too blurry. I'm fine with QHD, I like 4K still, especially for work. Just have a little bit more space if you scale it down. which I like to do when working in Resolve, like when video editing and Photoshop and everything. Corpse explosion is just ridiculous. I'm running on silent mode, that's why we got such low power levels. Sorry about that. It's much quieter this way. But if you want me to try something else, just let me know. That's what we're here for.
I'm not dying here.
Yeah, the Alienware is insanely heavy, I give you that. It's just crazy.
Over there.
And again, it's so big, it fits. You basically need like a rolling carry-on case to move it. So yeah, they went a little bit overboard with that one. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry for the mess. Again, we had some technical problems, that's why it's not as perfectly set up as I would have liked it.
We're trapped without the hoist.
Look, there she is.
But talking about serviceability and upgrading, the Alienware M18 has 4 NVMe slots, which I like a lot. I always need a ton of storage. But I think just 2 of them are full size and 2 are like the smaller 20 to 30 NVMe's.
Lilith.
We need to find my mother.
Alright, this is performance mode. Let's just let it sit here while I go through. Okay, upgrade our skeleton. I don't. Can you hear it, guys? I know. It's just like. Well, it's substantially louder than it was before, but just a smidge. Okay, I will upgrade the blood lance because I'm barely using it. Or I have to use it more. Okay, now we have to get down there. Yes, I remember you. You were the one telling me that your mom got you a Scar 18, right? CPU temperatures are in line with what I've seen. Like with the Alienware M18 we had similar CPU temperatures yesterday, and I feel like the AMD Zen4s, especially the HX variants, are almost always hovering around 85 to 90 degrees. Which I guess is, I mean, I don't know the exact limit AMD is giving for the CPUs, but I think we're pretty far off. And I mean, they will throttle anyways if they get too hot. And I think in a game, you will... I don't know if you really will notice it. So... Okay, I have to talk to Vigo.
We need reinforcements.
No, we can.
Who will just leave us down here.
What was that?
It came from beyond the gate.
Thank you. It's very distracting. Let me run it in balanced mode and see what we get there. Yeah. So I think it's silent is 50 watts for the GPU, balance is 80, and performance is like 100, 110-ish, even 120 in some games. I have to test it in like synthetics to see if it will actually go to 140, but I don't think so.
Over there.
Yeah, I also feel like they would just like rather let them run hotter than ramping up fans and everything or throttle them too early. I mean, of course, we do not have any long-term data, but I don't think it will be a problem. But don't quote me on it. If anything happened to your laptop, it's not my fault.
It was a dead bloodbath.
The other woman, Vinod. Where is she?
She begged for her life.
Gumor, they're pretty much on par, so the Ryzen needs a little bit less power for the same performance. We have an article on the website, if you go to notebookcheck.net, we have like a proper performance comparison with both. But then it's mostly synthetic. I would go as far and say that if you have a laptop with a high-end Ryzen HX and an i9, and nobody will tell you which one it is, you will not notice like a big difference. In CPU-bound games, I think Intel is still quite a bit faster. Or like measurably faster, not quite a bit.
He is dead.
I'm done for. Your mother told me this trinket would bring good fortune. You think I trusted her?
She bribed you with it, didn't she? You weren't supposed to let her through at all. But it's not too late. She can still be saved.
Okay, now we have to save
Not by me.
Nurel's mother.
Brava will know what to do.
You're leaving us? Abandoning her?
There's nothing left to abandon. She's good as dead. I'm sorry, kid.
He really just left us. It's up to us now.
Alright, let's do this.
Lilith can't be too far.
What is this?
Okay, can't go in there yet.
How your mind races. Yes, I am Lilith, mother of sanctuary. Daughter of hatred. I have what you seek. You hunger for knowledge. You dragged your child all over sanctuary in pursuit of it.
No, I taught her how to survive.
Is that what you want to believe?
I mean, Gumor, the Scar 18 is an amazing piece of technology. I don't really like the chassis design of the Scars too much. They're a little bit too gamery for me, but it's a good laptop.
Everything I've read has warned me
Crazy
against
expensive though. But I must admit, I really like the 18-inch, the new 18-inch form factor. So I'm using most of my laptops with an external screen, but if you do not want to do this, 18-inch is it's a pretty good desktop replacement. If you do not want to go building your own PC and everything.
I want to try.
Your mother is alive. She came this way with Lilith.
How can you be sure?
Sometimes I see visions of the
Okay.
past.
We are the weird guy having visions
What?
about the demon queen.
Lilith's petals. her blood was fed to me once.
Right, where to go? Oh, I guess this is open now. Yes, it is.
Not ready yet.
Right, that made it easy. Yeah, I don't know if any of the bare bones manufacturers have announced any AMD models yet. But I mean, laptops actually using AMD CPUs are still few and far between, unfortunately. Because they really have a competitive product. So, some competition would be nice. Okay, I guess we have to go over there. Okay. Yeah, the Framework 16 will be very interesting. The 13-inch has been a lot of fun. Like just going through the process. I don't know if you guys build your own PCs. I do from time to time. And the Framework felt a little bit like doing that, but just like with a laptop, which is actually pretty fun. Putting together your own laptop it's a cool thing.
My bags are full.
Damn it. Oops. Oh no, we should use this one. Didn't even see that I got this. That sounds okay. Let's see what else we can throw away. Going to a dungeon with a full inventory is not really a good idea. But it shows you how good I am at video games. Alright. I think we have to go down here. Yes, we're playing Diablo. I think, Greg, the raw GPU performance...
There.
I don't want to say anything wrong, but let me check really quickly. Right. Well, hold on guys, I can actually show you that on stream. I've talked about it a lot, but I've never shown it. Okay, wait, let me figure this out. So, wait. If you guys want to compare stuff, we have a pretty amazing website for that. Alright, so if you go to our website and let's say we are looking for the Legion Pro. What were you asking? 5. And that's actually my review. It's been my first review that I've ever written on NotebookCheck. Yeah, the Legion Pro 5 was my first laptop I was allowed to review. So if you scroll down to the GPU section, let me show you this really quick. So for example, our 3D Mark performance rating, which is basically just a bunch of synthetics to give you like a like an indication of what the GPU is capable of. And then if you look for RTX 4070, it will show you a bunch of laptops that have the same chip. And as it happens, we have already the data for the laptop I'm using right now. So you can just click on it and it will show up right here. So we have a 3060, sorry. And then we have the 3070 and the 4070 at the top. So as you can see, the 4070 is on average in all of these tests combined 7% faster than the RTX 3070 Ti, which is not a lot, but that's unfortunately the story. So yeah, this is how you use our website. It's a pretty handy tool for comparing almost any laptops over the past few years. Are you sure that's the same CPU? I think there's a Legion Pro 7 that is supposed to come out with a 7945HX, which is the 16-core variant. And you're right, that will be a pretty good machine. But again, the performance will not be that much different to the one we have tested with the Intel i9-13900HX. Like the performance difference between these CPUs, it's not groundbreaking by any means.
You are eager to know why you were spared.
Yes.
Do you have faith in me?
What did mommy do?
Want to?
So yeah, who is playing Diablo as well? I think it's out today, right? Or it launched last night. Or like if you when you've not pre-ordered.
My son.
Rathma, the first necromancer.
He is that, and more. He is the key to my plans.
It sounds like they're searching for Lilith's son, Rathma. Together.
Mother, what are you thinking?
No, what did mommy do?
I need more time. Required essence.
I mean, Greg, I guess it really comes down to pricing.
I'm not ready
Whoops.
yet.
Sorry, just need to handle the situation really quickly. I guess it really comes down to pricing, because even though like raw GPU performance might be the same-ish, you still have things like frame generation and all of these new features. So if you can get them at roughly the same price, I would always go for the newer model. I mean, of course, if like the 3070 version is on sale, like a lot less, then I guess, I mean, even though with the Legions, screen quality is pretty much the same since we didn't get any upgrades when it comes to screens.
Not ready yet.
So I guess if you can get a pretty good deal, last year's version would definitely, you should definitely think about it. But if they're like the same price, I would probably go with the new one.
I'm not ready yet. I need more time.
Oof, that was close. Yeah, exactly, Guma. So if you unplug your laptop, the battery will not be able to sustain all the power both the CPU and GPU need. So wattage will be reduced quite a bit, which will result in a lot less performance. So to get the best performance from a gaming laptop, you will always have to plug it in. And I mean battery life for these, especially if you're looking at the Scar 18, if you want to play video games on battery life will be like an hour or 1.5 hours. So it's really just not worth it. Hi there. So we got another notebook check employee. Hi Bogdan. Is this right?
I lack the required essence.
Did I pronounce your name right? If I didn't, I'm very sorry. So yeah, got another moderator in here. So if you've got any questions, ask him so I can focus on the game.
I'm not ready yet.
I should always have a few guys from our writing team in here, so they can help you with the questions and I can just play video games all night. Actually sounds pretty perfect. Yeah, so any question from now on, Bogdan is here to answer them. You can ask him anything. Yeah, it's been how do you say this? A field promotion. For the duration of the stream for now, you're promoted to a mod. That's equivalent to giving out cookies. Davina, I will start. So I just did the display tests today. So I now have everything to get started with the script. Oh, there were some stutters. So I guess I will do the script tomorrow and then start recording the video and then editing. So I hope I can make it on the week until the weekend. Maybe even on Thursday or Friday, but I'm not sure. It's a pretty busy week, and I'm traveling next week. So I have to go record more.
I need more time.
These guys are really annoying. Like, I feel like the Necromancer is very good at crowd control, but against a single heavies, or like, yeah, I guess you can call them heavies, like single heavy opponents, I struggle quite a lot. Core wine was a problem, or is a problem, for a lot of ASUS laptops, especially the Scars, have pretty intense coil wine. I can't remember if any others had it. I think the Gigabyte 17X had it as well. But it doesn't bother me personally, because as soon as you're doing anything with it, it will be drowned out by quite a fan noise anyways. But yeah, it's something to be aware of.
Wait.
Well, Gumor, all I can tell you is that you will not be disappointed by the Scar. Again, we told you there's no such thing as the perfect laptop, so I mean, and it's a pretty crazy first laptop, so you're pretty lucky, man. And I mean, you can always just read up on our reviews. We have like, we reviewed the Razer Blade 18, but with a 4070. We will have the Alienware review coming up. We have a lot of information about all of those new laptops. So you can just read up on it and then just get to know the technology and everything. Yeah, Joseph, that went wrong. But maybe it was my introduction as well. Just telling you guys that Bogdan is the man for everything, which he is. Oh, not this guy, man. Oops. Okay, that worked perfectly. Yeah, somebody asked me yesterday what my favorite laptop is this year, and I also struggled to give a definitive answer. Because I mean, with all the discussion when it comes to pricing and everything this generation, I totally get it. It's not pleasant, but still, there's so much amazing technology that came out. I mean, especially when it comes to the 4080 and 4090, I know they're overpriced or they're expensive, but there are amazing mobile GPUs that can give you performance in a very mobile device that is just simply insane. So I'm using the ROG G14 with a 4090 as my daily driver right now. And having a 14-inch laptop with an RTX 4090 is pretty insane. But also, it's insanely expensive. I get that. Craig, I can't ask that for you because this whole controversy took me a little bit by surprise. And with stuff on the internet, it's always hard to find out if it's just a very loud minority or if it's an actual problem. I think like the whole controversy. I'm sorry, my English. Anyways, the whole thing that started with desktop components, I think Gamers Nexus put out a video and that started the whole thing. I feel like, at least that's when I heard about it. All the laptops we have tested from ASUS performed good, like not better or worse when it comes to stability and everything than any other manufacturer. So we had no like negative experiences. Otherwise we would have told you guys about it. But where do I have to go? Hold on. I like what ASUS is doing. They are really trying to innovate with different form factors and new ideas, and usually they make it work quite well. So it's difficult for us to give a recommendation when it comes to that. Bogdan, do tell, what did you get? But how can you get a desktop when you work for Notebookcheck? That's just wrong. I will tell Simon about it. We got you. What do you mean Divina took it to the limit? Because of, in terms of pricing? Because I feel like ASUS is already pretty expensive and MSI is just pretty, even crazier.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, you mean power limits last year? Yeah, that's true.
I'm out of essence.
But I must say, I think you said earlier that you don't like OLEDs. I love OLEDs. I wish just everything could be OLEDs. I'm working on the ZenBook Pro 14 OLED review right now. And that screen is... It's an amazing OLED.
Locked again. Does Lilith know
Hi Marvin. Now we got a reviewer here. A real reviewer, not just a news writer. I'm sorry, Bogdan, I'm joking, of course. The news section is very valued at NotebookCheck as well. You guys do an amazing job. But again, if you guys have any questions about anything again, Marvin is here as well. He's also one of our writers.
You've mastered your fear, but I still sense your pain.
Davina, I get this, but I have my OLED TV. It's been, I think, one of the first generations of LG OLEDs.
She must be.
I have no problems with burn-in whatsoever, and I game on that thing regularly. I mean, not 8 hours a day, but still regularly.
I trained her well. She's a good kid. Strong.
Yeah, let's all say hi to Marvin, and just let him know that he's also promoted to field moderator for tonight's stream.
My child. To reach Rafna, we will need to cross a lake at the bottom of these ruins.
Gumor, there is no... I don't think... No, mini OLED is not right. It's mini LED. And it means, like, instead of having an edge-lit panel, so usually you have, like, the backlight of your display at the edges of the screen, you have a lot of different light sources behind the display, which can be turned off individually, giving you sort of like in basically what OLED does, but with higher brightness. But contrast will not be as great compared to OLED, but a lot better than on a traditional IPS. I'm not sure if I explained that correctly, but we have a lot of knowledgeable people in the chat who can help you out with that. It's very hard to make technical explanations while playing a video game. Yeah, I think this game will run on almost anything. It's really not that demanding. I mean, I'm running the Legion on silent mode right now, just getting 50 watts to the GPU, and still get like 80, 90-ish FPS. So yeah, it's pretty well optimized, or just not very demanding. Well, then you have an hour of time, Marvin. There's no excuses. Oops, he looks mean. Well, that wasn't too hard.
My burden is too great.
Okay. I will get back to the Nebula branding in a little bit, but yeah, as somebody pointed out, it's really just a marketing thing for their premium line of displays. So yeah, it's not a technical term or something. But ASUS's displays are really good this year across the line. They did an amazing job with their displays. Like every device from ASUS we tested this year, like the ROG at least, was equipped with really good displays. Every manufacturer has their standards. It's funny. I think MSI has a name for their displays as well, but I can't remember it. Right, new level. Let's see what we can do. Let's just drop this. Drop this. Drop this. Oh no, wait. I wanted to use the shield. Let's drop this as well. Huh, let's use this. And let's see what we have here. Oh damn, I missed all of this. Sounds like fun. Sorry guys, I have to read up on new skills. Let's see where I can take my necromancer. That also sounds fun. Let's try this one. And let's put it here. All right, so what did I miss? That's such a cool thing to get you guys together here and help each other out. Just pooling our knowledge. That's exactly what I wanted to do with this kind of streams. So we can just hang out and chat, all sorts of things.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, Bogdan, I haven't said anything about your desktop. That sounds pretty nice. So it was a pre-build, right? You said XMG?
I need more time.
Dracox, that's very difficult for me to answer since I'm not a programmer, but for all its limitations, especially when it comes to GPU performance, I like the XPS 15 a lot. And if you don't need like maximum performance out of your components and you just want like a good quality chassis and good battery life, then I would say the XPS is... I liked it a lot.
I need more time.
But again, if you're talking like value for money, then it might not be the most perfect device to get this year.
I'm not ready yet.
Is XMG still using the Fentex cases? Bogdan, sorry. Why is this so crowded here? Right, let's get up to speed. Dracox, have you checked out the Corsair Voyager? I mean, it's pretty expensive, but it comes with a 6800HS and an AMD 6800M. And it's a very sleek device, amazing mechanical keyboard. Oh, Bogdan, I see. That's a nice case. Yeah, that sucks about the X13. I like this one a lot, but was it the factory liquid metal or did you put it on yourself? What happened there? Tracorx, the Corsair Voyager A1600. It's very niche, and as I said, it's pretty expensive, but it's a very nice machine. We have a video on it on the channel. I think earlier this year. It's been like 3 months or something. Then again, the XPS 15. You could also check out the Flow X16. That I think is also very similar to the similar-ish to something like the XPS. It looks a little bit more gamery, but will get you a lot more performance. And I think last year's version did come with an AMD CPU, and maybe you can get a good deal on last year's version. I like that one a lot. And you can get it with a mini LED panel. It's a pretty good laptop.
I'm not ready yet.
Hi there, I wondered when you show up. Glad you could make it. I'm afraid to say that the CPU on the Legion runs almost at 90 degrees as well. But what's your name, Tabaluga? Should I also just call you Tabaluga, or... Gumo, I can't remember. I've played a lot of Fortnite on the G14, but I don't want to tell you anything wrong, apart from enough. And I mean, Fortnite is also a very difficult game to benchmark, since it's very demanding if you max out the settings. But then if you go into performance mode, Fortnite runs on everything. So I always feel like it's very difficult, because it really depends on how you want to play the game. If you want to make it look pretty, then it will be very demanding, even on 4090s and 4080s. But if you want to get high frame rates, then just put the game in performance mode, and you get very high FPS.
I need more time.
All right. Well, Greg, I like the G14 a lot. Well, Sergey, it's very nice to meet you and to finally know your name. And thank you so much for your kind words. That really means a lot. And thank you so much for taking the time, commenting and everything, and keeping us on our heels with how we test and everything. It's always been amazing discussions with you guys. So thank you so much for being around here on YouTube and on the website. Gumo, yeah, there is a significant difference between the 4080 and the 4090. It depends on the laptop model you're looking at. But again, if you go to our website, you can just compare it. I can give you an example for the Legion, for the Lenovo Legion, because we tested the 4080 and the 4090. Oh, okay, Tricox, I get that. I'm trying to think about what else we reviewed that fits this kind of form factor you're looking for. But it's really hard to keep track with when, since we do so many reviews. Ah, that's annoying.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, these warranty stickers shouldn't be a thing. You should supposed to be allowed to open your laptop. Especially if it's one that has like an upgradable NVMe SSD and everything.
I'm not ready yet.
No, damn it. Bogdan, I'm definitely not on hardcore. I'm on world tier 2. No, I don't like it when games are getting too sweaty. I'm not that much of a hardcore gamer. No, I like a challenge, but I don't like frustration when I'm playing video games. So, I like it casual. You would have seen me die a lot more when I would have been on hardcore, so... Is the Legion 5 even out this year? Have they launched a Legion 5? Oh yeah, right, I've seen it, but I don't know the specs. Is it, even the Legion 5, like the non-pro, is that on HX as well? Sergey? Dracox, that's a really amazing machine, you're right. And they will launch a 16-inch Yoga Pro 7 and Yoga Pro 9. I have a hands-on review on the channel for the Yoga Pro 9. It's been an amazing machine, and it comes in this teal color that just looks insanely amazing. And we just did a comparison of the Yoga Pro 7s as well, I think last week. So we have videos about that one as well. You can check it out. I forgot about those, but they're also pretty good. And yeah, if you want battery life and you don't need as much performance as possible, they're amazing options. Yeah, I forgot about those. But that's what I mean. It's so hard to keep track with everything we were reviewing. Bogdan, make sure to use our affiliate link. We have to find a way to monetize the stream. But of course, guys, help us out by liking the stream, sharing it, watching some of our videos. We're really trying to grow as quickly as possible so we can get more viewers. So if you want to help us out with that, that's all very highly appreciated. But of course, the most important thing is that you just hang out with us and that you enjoy our content. Yeah, battery life is really tough. But then again, there are devices like the ROG G16 that has like almost 10 hours of battery life with an Intel HX CPU. So I guess it's really about more how manufacturers tweak firmware and power consumption and everything. But yeah, it's been all over the place. Last year was pretty easy with AMD CPUs being like a little bit better in terms of battery life, but this year it's all over the place. And it seems like when manufacturers put together their 2023 systems, battery life wasn't on the top of their list. Oops, I was reading the chat. Stop distracting me, guys.
I need more time. I need more time.
I did it.
Oof. It's getting sweaty. I also like the Xbox controller layout a lot. I mean, I'm using the Razer. I think, but this is really, really expensive. It's like 150 bucks or something. And it's got a cable, which is pretty annoying. But I like that one a lot. It's my favorite controller. But I have a few Xbox ones as well. Yeah, you never know what manufacturers are doing with their firmwares and everything. But I think when people complain about the XPS having lower power limits and not as much as, not as high as of words, they are hard. When performance isn't as high as other laptops that have the same core components, you always have to keep in mind that the XPS is more of a lifestyle, everyday, mainstream, multimedia notebook and not like your balls-to-the-walls performance machine. And I think if you keep that in mind,
Not enough blood.
it's actually okay.
Never enough blood.
So it's not for somebody who needs
To
the
end
best
of
performance,
sanctuary, Mother.
but somebody who values a well-made, sleek-looking notebook that's fast enough.
Vigo sent. Oh, he's been drained dry. What has she done?
Yes, it has pedals. So it's got 2 additional buttons on each side and also like 2 additional shoulder buttons, which I never use because you have to set them up. I'm sure, Sergey, but you will have to listen to everybody complaining that it's getting too loud on the stream. So it will be completely your fault. Oh yeah, definitely. I prefer Treycox. I prefer playing story games with controller, especially since I like to have the laptops connected to my TV, so I get more of a console experience. Okay, guys, story time.
Mirel, you're just in time. Beyond this lake.
Sergey, you're saying that
lies
now.
metropolis
The
of
chat is
all
fierce
forms.
tonight.
A trove of magic and knowledge. I opened the way for this. But
Oh no, what
could
did she
not pass
do?
through with her.
What did mommy do?
I lack divine element, you see.
Stop.
But I can find it. I'm so close.
I
simply need...
Mother, stop! Look at what Lilith has done to you. You're writing in your own blood.
My little magpie. She awakened me. She showed me things I can't even put into words. Once I've finished, you will understand.
I don't care what she showed you. Please, let's just get out of here.
Oh, I see. Yes, clever magpie. Trying to lead me away so you can take all this for yourself. This is my discovery, not yours. I will finish these runes with your blood.
Stop this!
Look at the gift she's given me.
Okay, this was tough the last time I played this. So let's see if we can do it.
I need more time.
Mother, no!
Okay, that worked.
Won't take what's mine.
I need more time.
Okay guys, sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit quiet because I have to make this work. It's getting intense.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I'm not ready yet.
Alright, that's going quite good so far. Okay, I will read up on the chat as soon as we're done here. Sorry about this. But we're here to play video games.
I'm not ready yet.
Oopsie. Can't forget to get my skeletons again. To get killed.
I need more time.
Okay. This is getting very difficult.
I need more time. I need more time.
Oopsies.
I'm not ready yet.
I don't want to die. I don't want to do it again.
I need more time. I need more time. I'm not ready yet.
Shit. Okay, this is not looking too good. Okay, I needed that. Okay, now we're talking. Finish them off one by one.
I need more time.
Wait, did they relive him? Oh, no, 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 no.
I need more time.
Okay. No. This is getting way too intense. No! Damn it. Thought I could do it. Great. Let me put it back into silent mode. And let's read up on what you guys are talking about. Alright, sorry guys, I have to read up. I was concentrating on the game too much. Yes, Eugen, we have been running on performance mode, but I put it back to silent mode, which is enough for Diablo. And yes, we're playing on QHD, highest settings, no DLSS and no frame gen. We can actually turn it on. Frame gen wasn't working properly yesterday, but I guess we can turn on DLSS and see what it does. So we're sitting at what? 80-ish, 90-ish FPS. And I totally forgot about frame gen. Put this on quality. Gumor gaming on Mac is a very limited experience, so... Alright. DLSS, and we went from 85, 90-ish to about almost 140, while still just drawing 50 watts. That's pretty impressive. And it doesn't even look very different. It even looks a little bit sharper. Right, frame generation, let's see what this does. No, it's still not working properly. Because we get less frames with frame gen than with DLSS, which is a bit weird. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, that looks much better. I think what Lenovo did with the Legion is how they tweaked their performance profiles. Like, with some other manufacturers, it really doesn't do that much. But Lenovo did a pretty good job. Like the differences between the power profiles. Always works very well for the Legions. Okay, I need some more. Sorry guys, I'm really trying hard. Sorry. I have to get used to that I have to talk even though it's an interesting game or if it's like if it's getting stressful. Sorry about that.
Ready yet.
Damn it, why are these guys coming back? It's annoying.
I need more time.
Worked. We're getting there, we're getting there. And I can read up in the chat. Whew. It's getting stressful. Whew. God damn it. It's a lot of work. Yeah, I think the 4070 actually isn't a bad card. It's just like the way they priced it, because especially at lower wattages, like we've seen on the Z13 on the acronym edition, like in the tablet that Asus ROG makes, I like this card a lot. And it's actually, and it did a really good job in a small form factor. So
You were protecting me.
yeah, Bogdan, I figured it out. The last 2 minutes
I'm
took me
trying.
quite a while.
I really am. We're going to make Lilith pay for what she's done. So we need blessed blood.
I think when I was playing a Berserker, it took me ages to get this far. So yeah, that went pretty good actually. I think I had to try it 5 or 6 times.
I'm going to finish it. Meet me in the Mistral Woods.
Why there?
The Herodrim hid a vault there. Finding it was her life's work. So much for that. Maybe
Pretty
it will
sad
help
though
with
that
the
we had to kill her.
If not, at least I can bury her where she'd want. I need time. I'm sorry. Just leave me.
But now I'm finally in the game where I've not been before in the betas. So that's gonna be even more fun now. Dracox, are you asking me what my favorite is? I haven't dealt with undervolting a lot. I mean, the 4070 is faster than the 4060. Eugene? How do I pronounce your name? Because in German it would be Eugen, but your family name doesn't really sound German. Bogdan, have you watched a lot of streamers? Alright, what's up now? Okay, we have to get back to that lady. So let's do that and sell all my stuff. Which is, we need some inventory space desperately. How am I comparing to other streamers? Be honest, Bogdan. I can take it, I hope.
Injured each day.
Okay, Eugen, got it. Nice. Alright, what do we have here? I have to figure out what I want to use going forward. Let's keep that. Let's keep that. Keep that. Keep that. Okay. Let's see. Why wasn't I using any on my anything? On the other hand, use this. See what's in here. This is better. This is better. Actually, want to keep this. Maybe I can upgrade it. No, I cannot. Still want to keep it.
You can take what's left.
This. Okay. Let's put this other stuff somewhere where I can keep it for later. I feel like you guys are like paying much more attention to temperatures and everything than I do. No, I was looking for this. Let's put that in there. Alright. No, hold on. I can't go out like this. I guess this is fine. We have to look good. Alrighty. Well, Tebeluga, Sergey, sorry, maybe they did it to be able to compete on paper when it comes to marketing material and everything. It's actually the perfect thing, right, Eugen? Just hanging out, playing video games, talking about laptops and gear and tech and whatnot. Bogdan, thank you for your honest feedback. I appreciate it. I'm sure it will improve. We will get better. I will get better. It's a lot of stuff to figure out. Davina, that's very interesting because we actually talked to some ASUS reps who said in some of their internal testing it wasn't making that much of a difference, but it seems like it does. I actually wanted to get a kit of really fast SODIMM sticks to test this, but then again we also just test the laptops as we get them. Like if you are a customer and you want to buy a laptop, we want to focus on this experience, so we tend to not do any undervolting or any additional tuning on top of what the manufacturer did. So we don't go that much in depth with this kind of stuff.
Angels above, you've returned.
SC343, that's the Legion Pro 5 with the AMD Ryzen 7 7745HX and an RTX 4070. I don't actually know how much RAM is in here. I think 16 gigs. Yes, 16 gigs of DDR5, 5600 RAM. And a 1 terabyte SSD, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. That's what we need. Divina, how am I doing in this regard? My commentary, how good is it? Switching between the game and laptops and whatever else comes to my mind. Eugen, I cannot really tell you because I only just started benchmarking it, so I don't know how the idle behavior is for the fans yet, but I will have it in the full review. Thank you, Divina, I appreciate it. And now I totally missed what we are supposed to do. Alright, where is this? Where do we have to go? Not doing this yet. Okay, that's really far away. there any side quest we can do? Because I'm actually getting hungry and it's almost time for dinner. So I might even end the stream soonish. Let's see. Yeah, Gumo, you will not get the answer you're looking for. Nobody will be like, this is the best, perfect laptop for everything. And as Joseph already said, CPU performance today is like, almost every CPU is fast enough for everything. And I have to agree with Divina, while the AMD CPUs are great, it feels like Intel is just a little bit that much more streamlined, I feel like. Yeah, exactly. If you're gaming, and even like, for example, I'm in video editing, and the performance differences between CPUs is really almost, I do not want to say it doesn't matter, because it always depends on the application you're working with. But in Resolve, which is very heavily GPU dependent, it really does not matter if you're running AMD or if you're running Intel. And I think it should be much more about what device is better cooled, because even Intel and AMD this generation are running about the same. It's not like you can say AMD might be more efficient, requiring lower wattages, but still it gets as hot as an Intel CPU. So exactly, it really comes down to the GPU, and what GPU to get really depends on the budget you have available, and then what else you want, like how much, how important it is for you, the port situation and how many ports you're getting. The display is, I think, a big factor, then build quality and everything. Gumo, there's a lot of research involved if you really want to find like the perfect laptop for you. And for us, it's very difficult to judge what you want, because we don't know what you're going to do. So you're in for some research, my man. Alright guys, I think that will be it for today. Again, as I said, I'm quite hungry, and it's also been a very long day. But this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, if you haven't liked the stream yet, please do it. If you want to send it to your loved ones, please do this as well. I will have it as a video on demand up, I think, tomorrow. And I plan to do this regularly, so if you want to hang out again, I will try to plan it a little better, maybe a few days ahead. And probably with different laptops, not all the time, but I will try to switch it up. And yeah, when it comes to the games we play, I guess the crowd we are working with right now doesn't really care that much what games we are playing. But it will be a lot of Diablo for the next few days or weeks. And then I might finish Jedi Survivor on the stream as well, because that's also a very fun game. And yeah. Thank you, Gumor. Thanks for subscribing. Then I will see you in the next stream or on the next review videos. If you haven't seen any of the latest videos, please check them out. The Legion Pro 7 video was very nice. What else would we do? Yeah, the Legion, no, not the Legions, the Yoga Pro 7s from Lenovo. The G14 was a very fun video, as was the RG Ally. So if you haven't checked out those yet, please do me the favor and do it. Otherwise, check out the website. There's so much more content on the website than I could ever provide on stream. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a great night. And I see you in the next one. Take care, guys.